Hello everybody, my name's Lauren and today I'm going to show you how to use the acrylic paint tool on an application called Fresh Paint. I've been using Fresh Paint for about 2 years, ever since I got my computer that's compatible with it. Fresh Paint is programmed for Windows 8, only works with Windows 8, so I'm sorry Mac users and people with older versions of Windows. But it's programmed for Windows 8 because it's intended to be used with touchscreen computers. For example, I'm using a Lenovo Yoga, which is one that folds back on itself to become a tablet. Though today, I'm just going to use the mouse so you can track my movements. I figured that would be a little bit easier. So let's open the app. You can get the app from the Microsoft Store. If you just type in Fresh Paint, it's a free download. When you open the app, this is the screen that's going to come up. So now we're just going to hit New. The first thing you see is this Tools page and color selector. Now you open to the watercolors, but today we're just going to mess around with this second one down. And these are the acrylics. The acrylic paints are the most realistic and artistically valuable, I would say, tool in Fresh Paint because they behave the most like their real-life counterparts. You have 5 brushes that Fresh Paint has provided you. You have your pointed round, your round, your flat, your filbert, and a fan. You can change the size of the brushes by going up here and clicking plus or minus. You can change the colors of the brushes by coming over here and clicking any given color on your palette, or mixing a new one over here. Oops, don't click that. And then once you have your color selected, come click down here. So before we get into more detail of the color mixing, because that's the fun part, I'm just going to show you what each of these brushes look like, because they're all pretty unique. We'll start with the round, or the pointed round, I mean. It's going to look like this. Your round looks like that. Your flat has the real variation of the real-life flat brush. So when you paint horizontally, you'll get this straight, clean line, and when you paint vertically, you'll get a thick zigzag. The filbert. Last but not least, the fan. We'll make it green because that'll look pretty with these colors. Now, as you can see the individual brush fibers in each of those strokes, and the sort of fading on the side, that behaves exactly like a real acrylic would on canvas or artist's paper. I'm going to clear the canvas to show you some cool color tools. To do that, hit this button, and then hit this one right here. It's going to give you just a brand new blank sheet of paper. So, say you want to mix colors, but not on your painting. Take a brush, paint whatever color your first color is going to be, right here. Then make another selection. So I'll do green and yellow for now. Get a nice springtime swirl going. As you can see, it's blending and mixing the colors on that paint palette for you. Now wherever you stop is the color that's going to appear on your brush over here. When you paint with it, that swirl is going to keep existing on your brush throughout that painting, which is pretty cool. You can also mix colors on the painting itself. So let's take that blue round brush, for example. Anytime you paint over an acrylic that you've already painted with, it's going to pick up some of that color that's already on the page and swirl it in. Like that. Now, If you don't want that effect to happen, for example, if I wanted that blue scribble that I just did to stand out on its own, you can hit this button, which should just come up when you're not in the Tools menu. This is the fan button, and it's going to dry the paints onto that piece of paper. Then I can take something like the filbert in that orange color. I can do this, and it'll paint clean over it and pick up absolutely no part of that color that was there before. Another really cool thing you can do is that if you've accidentally created a color that you really, really like within your painting, you can come here, click this button, and it'll open the color picker tool. You can see as I drag this around, it's going to give you a couple of different options for things to use. So we've got this nice sort of gray, blue, green right here. Let's pick that up. And then that, oops, try that one more time. Then when you come up here, that's going to be on your filbert. And if you click one of these empty spaces right here, you'll have a brand new option for that color. And you can come down and paint with that very specific color in your painting. Over here you have a couple of other cool tools. You have your blend tool, which produces this effect if you want to just blend two colors together without using a paintbrush. You can drag this along and it'll do it for you. You can make that tool larger or smaller by using this. And then you have your eraser. Now, erasers in real life would not work on acrylic paints. Fresh paint, thankfully, is different. I should say that it will only erase the top layer. As you can see, it's not erasing anything that's already dried. It only erases quote-unquote wet paint. The acrylics on Fresh Paint are really, really realistic, super useful, and allow you to express yourself creatively whenever you want. For me, it's sort of a return to finger painting in preschool, but for you, it might be something totally different. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial on how to use Fresh Paint, at least the acrylic tools within Fresh Paint, and have fun creating